machines, but when it's dumb humans too, you're like, come on, man. There's an ability you can get to whistle. So you can get in tall brush and you can whistle. It only ever pulls one enemy, so you're never gonna like pull an entire pack. That enemy walks over right to where you are, and you have a stealth kill.
Just stands there.
That just lets you murder anything that is small to medium sized.
Video games, you know.
And then you just stay in the bush and call someone else over. So it's like you just build this stack of bodies, and it's just like, these people are idiots.
There's a whistle coming from that stack of bodies.
Do they have any awareness of dead enemies?
Yeah, you'll have an enemy that go like, I think might have a man down. And then they'll just keep walking over. This guy's dead! And you're like, alright, cool. And then you stab him with your spear. So that's kind of the constant. Your melee weapon is always a spear and gets upgraded through story stuff along the way.
That was kind of confusing for me for a second. Like, she has a spear in these cutscenes. Where is my spear? And then, like, I couldn't select it in my weapons to use.
It's always there.
It's your melee.
And then I primarily use different bows, but you also get, like, ropes that you can use to tie. You can kind of strap enemies to the ground that way.
Is that required? Because so they showed some of that at E3 last. So, okay, because some of the bigger mechanical enemies, like the T-Rex size things, like they almost made it seem like you would have to tether them down to kill them or something. You don't ever have to.
No.
Okay.
No, so like there are different abilities on the tree that let you kind of deal with enemies different ways.
Okay.
Like you could tie them. So tying them down is basically like a stun, and when something is stunned laying down, you can walk up for a critical strike. Again, assuming you have spec'd into these categories, which by the end of the game, by the end of my 30 hours of the game, I had the vast majority of the skill tree filled out.
Even at the top of the game, they emphasize that like things like knocking armor off the mechanical enemies and like going for weak points are big things.
So that's something that you like. I didn't even take seriously at first, but by the end of the game, that is definitely how you have to play that game. Okay. They have different types of damage. You know, some of it's elemental, easy stuff like fire and freeze. So you have enemies that get brittle when frozen, so it's easier to knock bits off of them. But literally, I mean, you know, you're looking at this fucking robot battle cat with a gun on its head. Shoot the gun until it blows up, and then it can't shoot at you anymore. The weird stealth cat. Shoot it in the stealth generator so it can't disappear no more.
I mean, basically turn on your detective vision and shoot the thing that's glowing.
Yes, but also like when you see the glowing bit, because everything will have like 6 spots, and it'll be radar, it'll be a weapon, it'll be this, you know. So like depending on what you're trying to deal with immediately, there's an order that you want to hit those weak points.
Oh, interesting.
Because hitting those weak points, so there's another. So yes, so there's elemental damage, there's like physical damage, which you know most of the arrows do that, and then there's a type of damage called tear, and tear is literally just ripping parts off the machines. And armor off of human enemies in some cases, I think. So you have arrows that will do